part of the reason that this is surfaced with such fervor right now is it's a reaction to what the Europeans and the Palestinian Authority have done. By their going out and saying they're going to unilaterally declare a Palestinian state and putting on this little stunt that they're going to do at the UN this month, it's really had some very harmful effects. The first of which was it ended any conversation that was ongoing with Hamas to try to get the hostages out. And Secretary Rubio has spoken to that more than once, how that it just erased those discussions. The second thing that it did was that it ended what had been a warming of a negotiation process to resolve this financial crisis between Israel and the Palestinian Authority on the tax remittance. That would have been very helpful to the PA. But instead they went out and they started joining with the Europeans and pushing for this conference at the UN and declaring a Palestinian state in violation of Oslo. And the third thing it did, it really gave rise to a lot of the Israeli positions and more declarations about declaring sovereignty over parts of Judea and Samaria. What we were hoping for was to bring some resolution to this financial stalemate between the Palestinian Authority and Israel. It would have been helpful, not so much to the government and the PA, but it would have been helpful to the workers, to the teachers, to the police officers, to people who run stores and stock the shelves and drive cabs and work behind the scenes at a restaurant. So it was important to us to try to see, was there something that we could do to get this moved off high center and resolved? And I felt like we were making progress. We weren't quite there yet, but we were talking, and there was progress, and there was understanding of the importance of getting it resolved. And then all this talk came to declare the Palestinian state at the UN and have this conference, and Macron went out and started saying he was going to make it his mission, and everything collapsed. It's exactly what we're concerned about. It's exactly why I was shuttling back and forth between Ramallah and Jerusalem trying to find out, is there a way to bring resolution to it? Nobody wants to see more violence. We'd like to see de-escalation of violence, greater levels of calm and peace in both Israel and the PA. It's a real big part of it, because I feel that if you talk to the Israeli government, they're still frustrated that this continues to go on. Hundreds of millions of dollars in payments to the families of terrorists. That's a lot of money that the PA could have been using to pay salaries and to build infrastructure and pay their teachers. But instead they're paying people who are being rewarded for killing Jews. It's hardly something that I think any of us want to support or that think it's okay. It's not okay. And it's one thing for the PA to say, we've changed that, we're not doing it. But if it's still going on, it's just being routed through a welfare system, and there's a pretense that it isn't happening anymore. We've disavowed that, but they haven't disavowed it, and they still publicly say they're doing it and are going to continue to do it. That's problematic. You know, there's still cooperation on the security front, and I think that's a healthy and a good thing that's been maintained. The security forces of both the Israelis and the Palestinians recognize that it is in their mutual best interest to continue cooperating and trying to be helpful to each other, to de-escalate as much violence as is possible. I mean, I think it's been pretty evident that the U.S. position is that Israel has to do what Israel has to do. It's a sovereign nation. We don't dictate to them what they do any more than we dictate to Japan or to the Philippines what they do. If they ask us, we always, I'm sure, will share our opinion, our view, even our counsel. But it's not the job of one sovereign nation to tell another sovereign nation what it must do or what it should do.